And if we could please start the recording. Thank you. Just give us the thumbs up when it starts recording.
Yep, you can go ahead.
Perfect. Okay, so thank you, everyone. It is currently October 5th, 7:07, and we're just about to begin our board meeting. So to start, we'll begin with the territorial recognition. By acknowledging the land on which we gather is the traditional territory of the Haudenosaunee and Anishinaabe peoples, many of whom continue to live and work here today. This territory is covered by the Upper Canada Treaty and is within the land protected by the Dish with One Spoon Wampum Agreement. Today, this gathering place is home to many First Nations, Métis, and Inuit people, and acknowledging reminds us that our great standard of living is directly related to the resource, friendship, and history of Indigenous peoples. With that being said, we can move on to substantive content. So the first agenda item, I believe, is that the board approves the agenda meeting minutes for meeting number 3. Do I have a mover for this motion? Okay, I see Kira and I see seconded by Ian. All in favor of approving and having these meeting minutes for, again, that's meeting number 3, our current meeting right now. All in favor of the current meeting minutes and meeting agenda as it's proposed today. I will also raise my hand. Okay. Do I have... Oh, okay. Do I have anybody against the current agenda items here? Okay. So that would be Abdul and Yasmin, so that's 2. Do I have any
Hey, Thomas?
Yeah, no problem.
I'd like to dissent and note my dissension on the agenda meeting, please.
Perfect. Yeah, absolutely. Could we please have a dissension noted for Abdul Rahman? And for Yasmin? And Omar?
I would also like to place my dissent, please.
Okay, absolutely. So that's I have a question. So if all 3 of you are in dissension, are all 3 of you denying the current meeting minutes? It's just because it's currently 6-2 right now. So are all 3 of you saying no to this motion, or do you guys agree? Or does one of you agree with the agenda as it's currently laid out?
Yeah, I'm saying no to this motion.
Okay. Yasmin? No?
Yeah.
Okay. And Omar, are you a no?
I'm also a no, yes, correct.
Okay, could we please have that corrected in the vote, please? Have it reflected that is, I believe, then 5-3 currently. Oh, hello, Mantella.
So please switch my vote to dissension.
Okay, how about this? We'll just do a remotion then. So just one at a time, if everybody could raise their hands down. So all in favor of the current meeting agenda, which again is just an open board discussion, all in favor of this motion. Okay, I see 3. All right. 4. Okay, I see 4 in agreement. And then 4 in all those not in favor of the motion?
I'm in dissent, okay?
Yeah, okay, so that's 5 in this, so it's 5 no's. And then our all members who are denying the motion in dissension? Okay, please have it noted that Abdul Rahman, Yasmin, Mantella, Omar, and I believe Miriam is left. Okay, so have it please be noted, Abdul Rahman, I believe Miriam said before, Mantella, Omar, and Yasmin are in dissension with these meeting minutes, and then any who abstain. Sorry, Abdul, did you want to say something?
No, my hand was raised from before.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you. And then all who abstain. Okay, I take that as a 0. So this motion fails. And then just approval of the minutes from meeting number 2. Do I have a mover? Okay, Skira and Ian. All those in favor? Okay. And then all of those opposed? Okay. Would you like dissension noted for this motion as well? Okay. I assume, unless stated otherwise, the previous members would like a dissension noted within this motion, please. So please, Patty, if you do not mind, including a specific note for the dissension of the following members. Okay. And then any sorry, did any of you have any questions that you would like to say? Yasmin, Miriam? No? Okay. Any abstentions? Oh, okay. Any abstentions? Going once, going twice? No. So that motion fails. Yes, Ian?
Hi, Thomas. I just had a quick question. So if the agenda isn't approved for the meeting, does that mean that we would need a new agenda for the meeting then in that case?
Heidi, would
sorry.
no, it's okay. What I believe would happen is it would be probably a decision of the board members as to whether we want this meeting to proceed. Whether they're in disagreement with the current agenda items, or whether they would like the structure of the meeting to change. I'm sure that can be accommodated. However, if it's not agreeable to all members to have the discussion, I believe we wouldn't move forward. Yes, Omar?
I basically mentioned that if the motion fails, I believe the meeting is indeed canceled. But you've mentioned it.
Yeah.
anyway.
If I will say, I guess if the motion itself has failed and we're in dissension and members do not wish to proceed, as we've reached quorum, that is completely agreeable with me. Again, I'd just like to outline the fact that the purpose of this meeting again was a open discussion for transparency and accountability to ensure that we're meeting all of our obligations and duties to all members and students within our Brock population. But if it's not agreeable to all members of the board, I'm more than happy to suspend the meeting if need be. If you'd like to propose a motion to suspend the meeting, or if the board would like to come together to agree on perhaps adjusting the agenda and still having this meeting, it's completely up to the members of the board. So I will leave it to all members of the board with that. I believe Olivia is here. Okay. So with the previous motions being considered, thank you, Olivia. Would
Hey, Thomas.
we? Yep.
I just want to say the motion has failed, so we don't need another motion to suspend the meeting.
Yep. So long as it's, so long as it's agreeable to all members, if you'd wish to suspend the meeting. Yep. Yes, Olivia.
Sorry, what was the motion?
So the motion was the approval of the agenda minutes for this meeting. The motion has failed. Of course, it could be re-motioned if that's agreeable to members. I really think the purpose of this meeting was to kind of have an open and transparent conversation. So I wish that, we could do that, or even if the agenda items have to be adjusted. However, if it's not agreeable to the majority of members, currently the meeting is scheduled to be
Hey,
suspended.
Thomas, I just want to say we have already voted on this motion. So can we please be respectful to everyone's time?
Hi, sorry, I joined late and sorry, I know this is like bad timing, but I originally couldn't do Sunday, but I moved some things around so I could attend. So is
Okay.
like, are we allowed to remotion just because I'm here now?
Okay, so I will be respectful of all board members' times. If people would like to go forward with this, we could remotion. However, seeing as though the majority has motioned to suspend the meeting, that is as it currently is. We can try to maneuver the meeting to another time frame or time period. Again, it's the board's decision. I'm not going to be the one to call the shots on that. If it's up to other members if they want to remotion that, but I myself am not going to be motioning anything. So currently, as it stands, the meeting minutes for the previous meeting have not been approved and been dissented on, and then the meeting minutes for this meeting have not been approved and been dissented on. We can go from there. Would anybody like to say something, Kira?
Yeah, I would like to remotion, if possible. I mean, we scheduled this meeting on a Sunday with the intent that everybody would be partially available. I know I also had to move stuff around. I'm sure other people did too in the midst of midterm season. And I just kind of want to make a note that like, if this is meant to be an open discussion, like there isn't really anything extreme on the agenda that I've seen. A lot of students have approached me about accountability and transparency as well, and I would like to maintain that. And I think this discussion would be beneficial for the students and for us to have as a board to ensure that clarity with students. That's kind of my piece right there.
Okay, thank you, Kira. Again, it's on the table if the board would like to remotion this motion, but as it currently stands, the meeting is suspended. Olivia?
I just had a question. For the meeting, like minutes or like agenda, wasn't that just to like it was just to clarify things, right? Like,
Yeah, truth be told, the meeting agenda minutes, like, they don't necessarily mean anything. It's disapproving the agenda could just mean maybe you have a problem with the structure, which is why I reached out to the members who, disagreed with the motion, asking if they, wanted to readjust some portions of the meeting agenda. However, if the meeting is wished to be suspended, that's also an option.
did like I missed the discussion that happened? Like, what was like the reason for wanting to suspend it? If anyone could, I don't know.
Well, no, the reason for that was because 5 members voted did not approve the current minutes. So the minutes for this scheduled meeting are not currently approved.
No, I know, but like I know like there's always discussion that happens before the vote. So I was just wondering like some of the reasons.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I mean, I don't believe much reasons were given towards the denial of the meetings. There was dissension and there was denials, but again, I don't think there was much discussion to be had.
I just want to say, Thomas, that you didn't give us any opportunity to discuss. You just went straight up to the motion.
Okay, so yeah, and I actually am in agreement with you on the motion because I don't think we have time to discuss unless this meeting is approved. So under the current meeting,
But I'm saying the motion is already approved, and we proceed already with this motion. Can we not like bring up another motion?
currently the meeting is currently as okay, so I'm going to say it in the perspective that it's basically been made clear to me. Currently, right now, the current agenda is not approved. So we don't currently have an agreed upon meeting schedule for right now. So currently, we can't move on with the meeting until some form of an agenda is approved. So if it's agreeable, of course, to you, Abdul, and to the members who dissented against this, we can approve the agenda minutes for this meeting, and then you can induce another motion, or, you know, if you would like to bring up something again during the open discussions, you're more than welcome to. But as it currently stands, we currently have the meeting not agreed upon. So until there is a remotion, I'm going to assume that the meeting is not going to be taking place. Ian?
Thanks, Chair Thomas. I just had a quick question. So like before, how I asked that the agenda wasn't an approval, so that means that the meeting maybe shouldn't happen, but then that just means that the agenda isn't approved. So
But in order for the agenda, I think I think all of us are kind of confused, and I'm going to be honest, myself, I am a little bit confused as well, because normally the agenda for the current meeting is not normally you know, disagreed upon. So as it currently stands, the meeting agenda itself.
Thomas, have something. Can we ask Patricia? Can we ask her like her opinion on this, because she's a staff member and she's supposed to help us?
Yeah, absolutely. Patty, do you have anything, or Fiona, if you have anything to add on to this? I think I don't think I'm misreading the situation wrong. But if you would like to add anything on to this, you're more than welcome to, the both of you.
Yeah, hi everyone. I think that as it stands, as you mentioned, if we don't have an agenda approved for this meeting, which as Thomas mentioned, rarely happens, if not at all, then we couldn't continue with the current agenda on the screen right now. You can end the meeting, that's option 1, because the agenda is not approved. Or option 2 would be to remotion if you want to, because there are board members who expressed this, which is valid. Or option 3, you can restructure the agenda on the spot right now. You can vote on agenda items being add on to change up what is currently on screen. So you, as a board, have a couple of options. The thing I'm thinking about right now in terms of time would just be to do what's most convenient for everyone in consideration of your time.
Thank you very much, Patty. Fiona, did you want to add anything to that, or?
I would, if possible, like to bring back, like maybe go a little bit back and have a discussion as to why the agenda isn't approved. I think I'm as confused as anyone. So
Okay.
yeah.
So I know that there is a remotion. There is 2 board members who wish to remotion this policy. However, if it's agreeable to the board members who have made it clear they want to remotion, if we could have a discussion as to why the agenda minutes were not approved, if that's agreeable to you guys.
See, Beeline.
Sorry, Abdullah, I can't hear you. You were just speaking. I just couldn't hear you.
Yeah, I just wanted to say, since the first agenda was like failed to proceed, and why are we bringing another motion to suspend the meeting? I just have this question.
So because there's 3, I think as Patty has stated, there is 3 separate options that currently exist. Currently, the meeting is planned to be suspended if we cannot agree on an agenda item. 2 board members, as per normal resolution, have wanted to remotion to perhaps approve the agenda meetings for this minute, or if it's agreeable to the members who dissented and or denied the motion, we can redesign the agenda to still have a meeting. Of course, we would have to have a discussion as to the problems with the current agenda and as to why we would want it to be changed, and we can agree to on certain motions. But again, I think the way I would recommend going about this, if it's agreeable to people, is to just have a discussion as to why the current agenda items were not approved. And then if we can't find resolution, we can motion to suspend the meeting, or if we can find resolution, we can motion to amend the agenda or just go forward with the agenda as proposed on the screen right now, if that's okay with you. Thank you. Ian?
Oh, no, sorry. My hand was raised for a question and you just answered it actually. So
Okay.
thanks.
So I will open the floor primarily to the members who dissented upon the current agenda minutes. If there's anything that you have against the current agenda, which again, I will speak on behalf of. So the following motions would be a 5-minute decorum notice. This would just be ensuring that, we just stay respectful and have an open conversation with one another. 60 minutes would be reserved for board realignment, which would just be an opportunity for all board members to speak on behalf of, what BUSU is doing and what we as a board have been doing, and everybody could have a share on what that is. And then I just allocated 60 extra minutes for additional business, whether we wish to go in camera or whether we wish to continue the discussion. I just added on that extra time kind of as a precautionary measure. So that's the current agenda as it's being proposed. For the people that denied and dissented it, would you have any other suggestions, or would you like to amend the agenda items? The floor is open.
I just want to say something, that we were supposed to have a discussion after approving the agenda, and the agenda did not proceed to pass. So why are we having a discussion right now? Once again, I just want to say, can we please be respectful to everyone's time, please?
And I can answer that for you, Abdul. The reason why we haven't initially suspended the meeting is because 2 members have remotioned to actually, remotion the actual agenda meeting minutes. That is the only reason why we haven't moved towards suspension. And again, the question is posed, what is wrong with the current agenda motions? A speech for student transparency, accountability, board accountability, and being able to outreach to our student population. Because that's in essence what this meeting was all about. If we wish to suspend the meeting, or if you want to propose a motion to suspend the meeting, you're more than welcome to, along with another board member. I just wanted to give you guys the opportunity to state why you dissented on the proposed agenda for today. If you wish to propose a motion to suspend the meeting or change the meeting agenda, I'm sure other members would be amicable to that idea. You have the floor. You're free to speak your mind. Did Ian or Kira want to speak? I think Ian's first.
Oh, yes, my bad. I was just waiting for you to allow me to speak. Sorry about that.
Yep. Yeah, sorry.
So I was just wanted to ask if to those members who are not in agreement of the agenda, if they have any ideas that could maybe change the agenda, and maybe we could have the discussion in this meeting if possible. And I don't know, Patty, if it's possible, and when we get some reviews of changing the agenda, if you could change it on the spot, that would be maybe good.
Yeah, yes, I
I'm
can.
sure Patty can do that. Yep. Thank you very much, Patty. And then Kira.
I know that Abdul Rahman, you brought up a point about respecting people's time. I'm completely understanding of that too. I trust none of us want to be here later than the time allotted, but I believe on Boardable, which is the site that we use, the time was set up 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. with the assumption that majority of board members could be here for majority of the meeting. If not, then mark your availability as not available. Like I said, I know I had to personally move some stuff around. Olivia noted she had to move some stuff around. I'm sure actually a lot of us did. So I think that if it's a respect of time, I mean, there was ample notice given that this was going to be from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. That's just kind of my piece on that.
And kind of following up on that, if you, as the membership that voted to not approve the current meeting minutes, wish to amend the current agenda, or you have some problems with the current agenda that you would like to say on camera, you're more than welcome to. Go ahead, Abdul.
Oh yeah, yes, Kira. What I meant by respecting the board's time, it's also the board's decision, because we voted on the agenda and it wasn't approved. So
And it's also within the board's bylaws to have the right to remotion any motion that gets brought forward to the board, which would also be respecting the board's
yeah,
authority.
okay, no problem. Then let's present the motion.
Okay, so I think if what I'm going to do is, it's clear that two members by ordinary resolution want to remotion the current motion. I think additionally, to respect other board members' time, we could also set up a motion to suspend the meeting, if need be. I think we will go with the remotion first, simply because it's been brought to our attention first. And if that motion is to fail, then we will move on to a board meeting suspension. If instead the members would like to amend the agenda or have a discussion to amend the agenda in order to come to an agenda item that we can all agree with as a board, I'd be more than happy to hear any board members' opinions out. But as it currently stands, I've opened the floor and there wasn't much conversation on redesigning the agenda, so I think it's going to move to a remotion now. So I believe it was Kira and Ian who want to remotion motion number 1 of this meeting. So that would be it resolved, board approves the agenda for meeting number 3. Can we have those in favor of remotioning it and having the board meeting under the current agenda?
Thomas, can you get a mover and seconder first?
Okay, sorry. Could we have a mover and seconder? Sorry, could we have a mover and seconder for this remotion? Okay, I see Kira and I see Ian. And then will all members who are in favor of having the motion under the, having the meeting under the current agenda, those in favor, please raise your hand. Okay, I see 5 members who agree on a remotion. And then all those opposed to the motion.
I just want to mention I'd like to extension.
Thomas,
Sorry,
Thomas,
you'd
I
like
would like to
to.
mention that I would like to dissent.
Okay, we have 4 members in dissension to the current meeting minutes. We have 5 members who are in dissension. So 5-5-0. Believe the motion fails, if I'm correct, right, Patty?
Correct.
Yep.
Mhm.
So the motion fails. Yeah, sorry. Would all of you like your dissensions mentioned within the notes, or did you all have questions? Abdul, I see your hand first. Go ahead. Oh, okay. Sorry, it was for the previous motion. I apologize. Miriam, did you want to say anything? Nope. Okay. So seeing as there is.
Sorry, Thomas. I just
Yep.
have one last question. Would this meeting, would it be posted on our like public channels?
Absolutely.
All right. Thank you.
Yep. Yes, Ian.
Sorry, I just wanted to ask one question. I actually didn't get an answer from any of the 5 members who dissented. If there is something, and what is that something that they would like to be changed on the agenda? And also, I actually remember Abdurrahman, you mentioning before that before the agenda approval motion went forward, people weren't given the opportunity to speak or explain. I believe that before the meeting even started, Thomas had mentioned that if anyone has any queries, questions, or comments, please, the floor is yours and you can speak anything. I didn't at that time, which is why I didn't say anything, but I think there was good enough time given to us.
Okay, Olivia.
I just
And-
want to say, oh,
Sorry.
sorry. I just wanted to.
Go ahead. Go
Oh,
ahead.
should
I'm
I?
sorry. No,
Okay.
go ahead. Yeah.
I'm sure, like I can say, like it's kind of related. I'm sure everyone's been seeing stuff circulating. Students are very confused. So I thought this meeting was supposed to be to kind of like help clear up some of the misinformation. And like this isn't like obviously single anyone out. I'm just confused too because I know I joined late, which is my fault. But like I thought that's what the meeting was about. So I don't really understand why we can't go ahead with that. If anyone wants to respond.
Okay, Abdul, again, your floor is yours.
Yeah, I just want to answer Ian. Yeah, because the discussion was supposed to happen after the second and the mover, not after the voting. That's what I meant. I just wanted this to be clear.
Okay.
I'm sorry. After the second, like after we had a mover and a seconder is when the
Yes.
discussion?
Yeah, discussion happens after the secondary mover and then discussion, then we vote.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I was just a bit confused because I was on the board last year and that's not exactly how it used to be.
Yeah, because what happened today is we had the discussion after the voting, you know?
No, I believe that before we even started recording, Thomas was to ask a question that if there is anyone who has any questions, please feel free to ask. The floor is all yours. I remember those exact words.
Yes.
But it's fine if there isn't
What
anything
what I meant discussion about the motion.
Okay. How about this? Seeing as the motion to remotion failed, I will eventually induce a motion to suspend the meeting. Does anybody, I'll just do this out of camera. Does anybody have any questions, concerns at all about the meeting agenda, etc.? The floor is entirely yours. You can say essentially whatever needs to be said. But assuming that we cannot come to assuming we cannot amend the agenda in a way that's agreeable to all board members, I see no reason necessarily to continue this meeting. Again, I just want to emphasize what this meeting was and the agenda contents and speak to the agenda contents. Sorry, I will allow you to talk, Fiona. I'm just going to finish up here. The minutes as they were approved, or the agenda items as they were approved, the decorum notice was simply just a quick reminder, just, let other members speak, just have a little bit of self-consideration for the open discussion, which is going to be the bulk of the board meeting. There was really no motions being proposed within this meeting. All it was an open discussion to account for student transparency, accountability of all board members within the organization. The 60 minutes could be talked about anything. It was just basically a space for all board members to air out any grievances, to perhaps bring some motions forward, to essentially just have a nice conversation and kind of realign the board. Also, there's just been a lot of information going around as to the accountability and transparency of BUSU, which is the reason that I scheduled this meeting, was really just to account for that and allow all members an equal and fair opportunity to speak within the allotted time frame. With that being said, I'm going to pass it over to Fiona.
Yeah, you basically said everything that I was going to say. Like, I was frankly going to put it more bluntly, just being that a lot of different members on the board have been receiving hate online, and that's not fair to anyone, frankly. I know that I personally don't want my name slandered all over Reddit. And this, like, the purpose of this meeting was so that we could clear the air, so that we could have a discussion and talk about these grievances and why, like, this, I think this meeting was very important. And to not have been given a reason as to why we aren't having this meeting is just confusing to me, honestly. And I think it's a little bit disrespectful of the people who have had their names hated on and haven't been able to speak up for themselves in a way that we include the entire board and let us all have an equal discussion. Yeah, I'm upset about that. That's my point. I don't mean to get emotional on the board, but I think this is a really important discussion, and we haven't had the points that we need to be made. So
Yasmin, you had your hand up for 2 seconds. Did you want to say anything?
I just wanted to clarify that all of us were affected and all of us, it's not like towards part of the board. It was for all of us. It was against all of us. And yeah, that's all I'm gonna say.
Okay. Again, I'm going to allow all members to speak, but I do want to be respectful of all board members' time, as Abdul has pointed out. Go ahead, Abdul.
I just want to make something clear. I would like to say, I want to say that I condemn all the stuff that is happening online, all the hate that all the board members are receiving. I just want to say also it's happening because of some of the board members' actions in the last meeting. That's why. So it's just a reaction from the community, from our actions, our, like, as a board of as board members.
And also, I think this is an incredible point. I'm sure other members would like to speak, so I'm going to allow them to speak, but I'd actually love to jump off Abdul's point. And I think that's an incredible point. Abdul, thank you so much for saying that. I really do genuinely appreciate your input. Olivia, did you want to say anything?
Yeah, I agree. Like, this all stemmed from the last meeting. And kind of going off what Fiona said, I know, like, a lot of people, like, the last meeting upset a lot of people, and that's kind of why I wanted this meeting, just to kind of, like, talk about some of that stuff. Like, I know my face is being, like, I smiled in, like, a clip or something, and then they posted it and said, like, I was mocking a lot of people, but I've talked to all of you guys, and I hope you don't think I'm like that. So, like, I kind of wanted to try to clear some stuff up and, like, apologize if I made anyone feel like that. But yeah, Kira, you can go next.
Yeah, I just kind of wanted to say, Abdul Rahman, you brought a great point again, talking about how this was the decision of some of the board members and this is natural. I understand we're going to receive backlash. Obviously, not everybody's going to agree with everybody on a board. That's probably the good thing about a board, is that we're allowed to have these discussions. We're supposed to have these discussions. I think, though, by not approving this agenda, it's not helping what's currently going on, currently how students are expressing that they feel. And I don't believe anybody should be hated on for making a decision, even though some people may not agree with it. I completely understand that. I understand how difficult it can be, but this is why it's important to have these conversations, and it's important to continue meetings like these.
Okay, Omar, and then Ian.
Yeah, no, I don't even need to agree. I think everybody agrees that certain things are unacceptable. And I want to make it vividly clear that the past couple weeks have been very difficult for me from a plethora of reasons and many different angles, as you all, I assume, would understand. I'm not going to call out anybody necessarily yet. However, I'm in a position right now where I have been publicly humiliated as well. In fact, I have been the core of this public humiliation, where I've been humiliated, publicly between my community, and I've been acted against in a discriminatory manner. You could call that racist. You could call it discriminatory. Nonetheless, it is very evident and clear. Certain people in the meeting were laughing and mocking me in the last meeting, and it had a very big impact on my mental health. But not only that, it had a severe impact on me as an individual. And I'm going to continue by saying that it was impacting my community in general, as well as that. And by the way, when I say this, I don't mean only individually. There's a professional level that I got impacted in. My university life got impacted. I've been humiliated and discriminated, and I have had friendships that are potentially ended because of these things. And I want to say another thing, that not only did certain people stoop that low, it was encouraged in the video and promoted on Instagram within a few hours. While there was a special meeting, I believe it was in August 18th, that took a month to post. And again, that's a breach of policy of 102, policy 102, if you guys refer to it. And again, despite me calling this out previously, if you just let me continue, that I was the policy that was breached of, no one took any action to post it within a week, and this is very surprising and kind of incompetent, and to be honest with you, and this is what I mean by this is the smallest parts of the bylaw, and where you basically, it's being used as per anyone's convenience, which is absolutely unacceptable. And on another thing is you move further ahead, spreading rumors about my club, because I am the president of Roxy Muslim Student Association, making claims that are outrageous and have no merit whatsoever. They cause problems and chaos and also damage the club's reputation, regardless of any of these things. And on the other hand, by the way, we do also have formal complaints that might be proceeding in this regard. So yeah, I'm happy that Olivia and Kira and Abdul all mentioned these things. I'm happy they mentioned it first, so then I can piggyback off of everything that everybody said and make it vividly clear that there are actions being taken against a lot of people here in an absolutely unacceptable way.
Thank you very much, Omar. Your input is greatly appreciated, and I'm sure I know I personally would love to respond to a lot of the things that you got talked about. I'm going to allow all other members to go before me. I'm actually should probably put my hand up and raise a line. Just going down the line, I see Ian. So Ian, you may have the floor.
Thanks, Thomas. And I just wanted to say thank you to everyone who spoke before me. And I totally agree that whatever has been happening since the past 2 weeks is not just on certain people, but the board as whole. And I totally agree with that. And especially Omar, I'm so sorry that you have been, as you say, the forefront of this. And I'm sorry that it has affected your personal life so much. I also just wanted to mention one thing, especially for the students and whoever's going to be watching this video on YouTube or our channels. I just wanted to say that my email has gone public. My board email has been public. I've been getting threats. And what I mean by that is it's not public to the students. And it's not public to a student that goes to Brock. What I mean by that is that I'm on a WhatsApp group chat that says Niagara Muslim Community, and my email has gone on that WhatsApp group chat asking people to email these particular set of people who happen to be the board of directors. And I've been called many things, including Islamophobic, and that is very hurtful. And I also wanted to mention that there was this one Instagram page of a mosque called I believe Al Nur Masjid, and they posted on their Instagram story that uh, please type out this format of an email and send it to these certain types of people. There was a whole template out there, and not to mention that it also mentioned things like calling out Islamophobia. And what I want to say is that it felt really bad to see that, especially given the fact that I've actually gone and done my prayers at that masjid. So on this board, we currently have, I think, 6 Muslim students, and it's very hurtful for all 6 of us to get emails like that and talk about how this whole thing was orchestrated due to Islamophobia. I just wanted to make that clear to students.
Okay,
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Yasmin. Yasmin, I'm going to allow you to speak. I know your hand is up, Omar. If you'd like to speak before me, that's fine. I'd like an opportunity to speak as well, but you're more than welcome to go before me if you'd like to respond to Ian or something along
Thank
that.
you,
I will.
Thomas. Yeah, thank
Can
you.
we
No, I
just
just wanted to mention that, as you know, addressing what Ian said, it's nice to know that it was clear that he knew who I was referring to, but nonetheless, it's ironic because he claims that he's done his prayers there. He was the one who was acting, in my opinion, in a very discriminatory manner, and so it's very contradicting and confusing
Okay.
to me that he says that. I just want to make it clear
Yeah.
that I appreciate the apology, but it is still very contradictory.
Okay, with all due respect, and we're more than okay to constructively criticize other members. I encourage that if you wish to do that. Just going forward, if we are going to have these discussions, please maintain a level of respectability. I know you feel as though that maybe hasn't been followed by some board members, and I'm deeply apologetic for it. But we should try to move forward and be as respectful as possible. You didn't say anything wrong there. I'm just putting it out there to all members equally. I will also just say this in general. The board in general is incredibly diverse. We have a incredible amount of student diversity in terms of clubs, race, gender, and I think diversity is a very big strength on our board. Uh, in no way or no subset would the board ever endorse or tolerate Islamophobia, ageism, sexism, racism, and I'm very sorry that you have these concerns as it may present to the organization or to the board itself. I think that these conversations are important. The funny thing is although the agenda has been, obviously not suspended, the conversation we're having now would have likely been the conversation we would have if the agenda was approved anyways. But that being said, I'd love an opportunity to speak eventually. I'm just going to pass the baton to Ian here.
Thank you, Thomas. I just wanted to say that the reason why I said sorry, Omar, was not because I was agreeing that I was being racist towards you. The reason why I said that I'm sorry is because I'm sorry for whatever is happening to you and how it's affecting you. More importantly, I just wanted to say that the fact that whatever was said in the last meeting or whatever decisions were made in the last meeting had nothing at all to do against who you are or where you belong or what kind of religion you follow. I follow the same religion as you, buddy, and that has nothing to do with it. Maybe this is something else, and if we could think with a broader perspective, we could actually get to a point where we kind of agree.
Okay, again, just let's all try to maintain a decent level of respectability towards one another. Ideally, we're all a team, and we work as a team. I'm going to pass it to Olivia, and then I'm going to pass it to Omar.
Omar can go first if he's responding.
Okay.
To
And then also I'm going to also check in with the board after Abdul's done speaking. I really appreciate where this conversation is going, even if the agenda wasn't approved on. I'm going to see if the board would like to continue with this conversation and still have this meeting, which is going to be publicly posted. But if the board wishes to suspend the meeting, I'm also amicable to that. I actually enjoy this discussion. I'm very, very thankful everyone's able to bring up their concerns and have an opportunity to speak. So if it's agreeable to the board, I'm just going to allow that to keep going. So go ahead, Omar.
Thank you, firstly to Olivia. But I want to just double check with what Ian said. Ian, you said that you're, just to make it clear, you said you're not apologizing for the remarks you made, correct?
I said that I'm not apologizing for being racist towards you because I wasn't being racist towards you.
Okay.
If that's
Okay,
clear.
understood. That is clear. Okay, perfect. Yeah, that's good. Thank you, Ian. Olivia, go ahead.
I appreciate everyone's things. I know everyone's saying that, but I was just gonna say my decision also was not based on that at all. Like, not at all. And I've been sent a lot of emails too, as I'm sure a lot of you people, like everyone here, has been getting sent emails by people. And I've responded to some of them, and like I've said, oh, like I'm open to talking. Like, here's like some of what's been said. Here's my take on it. But I haven't been getting responses back. So just because I know students watch this, I'm open to having a conversation with people. I've had many conversations with people after I like posted my stuff on Instagram, and I know it's helped cleared up a lot of stuff. But just like I'm open to talking. Just yeah.
Yep. Same thing with me. I'm surprised that no one has reached out to me. My email is nj22hy@brocku.ca. If you have any concerns about BUSU or the board, you can always reach out to me. My Instagram is OVIETOMA394. And again, you can always reach out to me on there as well. I'm always free to hear criticism or any, comments that you'd like to hear on the board. I think it's very good, and I think that it's good that we have these open and frank dialogues with one another. I'm going to pass it to Abdul, and then Fiona, Yasmin, and Kira. So Abdul, go right ahead. I'm also sorry, with all due respect, I'm really, really sorry. Is it okay that I call you Abdul? Like, are you okay with that?
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Okay, perfect. Sounds good.
Yeah. I just want to say that since Thomas, claimed diversity and inclusivity, but why is the previous board meeting is not posted yet? And also, the policy has been preached. The policy has been preached by a formal complaint on a board member. Would you be holding her accountable for what she did? And what action is the board taking against her? If you don't take any actions right now against the board member, then your claims of being diverse or inclusive is discrimination and racist and baseless. That's what I think.
Okay. I do know, can I just quickly respond before Fiona goes? I do understand the claim that you are making. Ideally, out of respect to the board member in question, I'd like to have those discussions in camera with respect to their privacy and whatnot. The purpose of this meeting, and don't get me wrong, like that is a concern, and it is a concern that the board will eventually deal with, Abdul. And I'm 100% in agreement with you. Like that is something that we will talk about. With all due respect, it's just this meeting was not specifically
I think,
designed.
Thomas, sorry, I think we should be transparent as we were in the last meeting.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I believe.
Okay, I'm going to pass it to Fiona, and then we can basically go from there. I will also talk. I'll allow everyone to speak, and then once the chat is clear. So currently we have Kira finishing our talking. I'm gonna have no questions after Kira, and then we can figure out what the board would like to talk about after that. No disrespect to anyone who wants to comment on anything. It's just to say we will move on to maybe a different topic if the board is amicable to that. Fiona, would you like to say anything?
Yeah, I just wanted to clear up, I didn't mean by any way that like only certain people were affected with all of the drama from the last meeting. I think everyone has been affected, and I don't want to take away from anyone's experiences. And I also wanted to bring up, if we're talking about not posting certain meetings, I don't have access to the recording of the meeting that I was voted out of. And I would like access to that. So, because if we're talking about transparency and having meetings posted, I think that one needs to be posted too.
Okay, Yasmin.
I just have so many points.
Go
everyone.
ahead. Just try your best to organize them as best you can, but absolutely feel free to talk about whatever you'd like to talk about, Yasmin.
Try to for as I can. I feel like the board did fail the fiduciary duties that we've been taught about or lectured about for the past meetings. Last meeting, it was very humiliating. It was very discriminating to, I'm not gonna say to a certain religion or anything. I'm just gonna say to a group of people. We did not know of what's happening. I did not know that we're doing an extra time for a special meeting or we're doing any in-camera sessions. That was not part of the meeting. And I had lab and I went and I even I got the information out of a video on YouTube. Like I didn't even understand anything and it was so confusing. That's first of all. Which is one affected us in general and affected the community. And I feel like that should be one thing that we should focus on right now, because you guys have been saying fiduciary duties and we shouldn't do anything against the organization and whatever. But then the next thing that happened was affecting a whole group of community at Brock and us and board member.
Okay, so with all due respect, if it's agreeable, I think eventually we might want to go into a discussion to discuss actually what happened. Again, we might need to, obviously, out of respect for confidentiality, keep things a little bit more respectful towards people. However, if it's agreeable to the board members, we can absolutely discuss that topic. I'm going to allow Kira to speak, and then I'm going to open it up to the entirety of the board as to the direction of where this meeting is going. Abdul, I know your hand's up, and absolutely you can talk after Kira. I just want to beforehand ask the board what they want out of this meeting, essentially. Same goes to you, Omar. I'm gonna get to you. I am just gonna ask the board again before talking to you what the board as a whole wants to get out of this meeting. Kira, go ahead.
I just kind of want to backtrack a little bit back to the whole let's talk, having conversations with students. Same thing, my email has been leaked to people outside of the organization. I'm more than willing to have a conversation with students inside the organization and listen to their concerns. That's not an issue. It's the fact that nobody, actually maybe only 2 or 3 people have actually responded and had conversation with me. Again, if you want to reach out to me, my email is kz22mm@brocku.ca. And then the second thing I want to say is I would like to maybe go in camera for a discussion a bit further, because I do hear the concerns, but obviously within respect to confidentiality to everybody in multiple conversations that we have brought up, it would be ideal. If not, I just want to make note that obviously you guys were invited to that conversation as per bylaws. We did have quorum, and there was nobody that was removed from the board or kicked off the board. Everybody is still on the board. One vote is still as valid as somebody else's vote, and that's just kind of the point I wanted to make there.
Okay, so now that Kira's talked, I see 4 hands up. We're going to get to that. Maybe all of you actually can just kind of have a little bit of a group conversation on this. seeing as we're not following the agenda of the board, but we are engaging in really, really good discussions, is there a direction which the board would like to go? I feel like a lot of discussions have related to the previous minutes and motions made in the last meeting. I know there's some things I would personally like to say. Ideally, I'd like to say them actually out of camera to be as transparent and as accountable to the student population as possible. But if it's agreeable to the other members, we can also go in camera to maintain, respects to other board members and their privacy. But I'm just going to open the floor again to everybody else. Everybody has an opportunity to speak. Abdul?
Yeah, I just wanted to mention that we as an organization, we must follow consistent practice. So I'm not sure why, Thomas, are you dodging my question regarding the accountability on the board member who has received a formal complaint against?
No, Abdul, to answer your question, I'm not dodging accountability as to the board member who has received a complaint. I'm well aware of that. However, to respect this board member's privacy, if you would like to, and if it's amicable to the board, I will happily go in camera and we can have a discussion regarding that. If it's amicable to everyone else, we can do that. However, again, I was also under the impression, because I'm not dodging the question, I really am not. I think it's an incredibly important issue. But I was under the impression that this meeting was about transparency and accountability and talking perhaps about what the board has done currently in their past meetings, and more of a discussion on that front. If we would like to also talk about that, we're more than welcome to. It seems like I honestly do, for as important as this conversation is, and as for the amount of mixed emotions that all members have, I'm very, very happy that we are engaging in this conversation. I think it's incredibly important that all members are able to express their own opinions, even if we might disagree with one another. Again, I'm just going to open it up. We can either keep going down the list. We can
Sorry?
motion. Sorry, go ahead.
I
Yeah.
think all the policies and lectures on transparency and accountability only for Omar on like certain individuals. I don't see that with other cases. I only see it with like some certain board of members. I don't see it with everyone.
So I have a question. Whenever we discuss motions with regards to specific board members in the past, or specific staff members in the past, or people of importance in the past, have we or have we not gone in camera to discuss those matters, Abdul? I'm just curious. Because I think maybe I'm wrong, and maybe there is past precedent. I'm sure Patty or Fiona can get to us on that. But most of those discussions do take place in camera to respect not just board members' confidentiality, but staff members' confidentiality, financial accountability, stuff like that. If we would like to have these discussions out of camera, again, and if the board and board members are amicable.
Please, almost, why did we discuss the last meeting matter in camera? Why didn't we discuss it like in camera?
Because it involved motions that absolutely simple answer to a simple question. Because it involved motions that were discussed in camera in previous meetings. So out of respect to the staff and to the possible motions that were raised in those meetings, we then took the motion and vote out of camera. I also don't remember if you guys recall in that meeting, I also offered to the other members if they wanted to take the motion out of camera, a decision which the other members did not actually take. So again, I have no problem talking in or out of camera. I think with regards to this particular motion, because I know what you're talking about, Abdul, with regards to this particular board member, out of their privacy, I think it would be better to discuss it in camera. Again, I really think that we could also discuss this at another special meeting that's agreeable to all board members. I feel like it warrants a lot more than like 30 minutes discussion. It's probably a discussion for an hour, which is why I think we should focus on, again, the past motions and kind of actions that the board has taken. Again, it's not to say that I'm dodging your question, or it's not to say that I don't think it's important. It's just to say that currently there's past actions which I think BUSU and the board as a whole would like, students and, other members to be aware of. And I think that's currently taking precedent right now. If for some odd reason we would like to discuss this matter, I'm completely amicable to it. Like, we can do that. There's no problem with that. It's just I was not under the impression that that was going to be what we were talking about. Yasmin, you can go ahead, and then Olivia, you can go ahead, and then Omar, you can go ahead. Again, sorry for talking for so long. My apologies.
I'm just a little like confused, and because I feel like we're contradicting ourselves here. Saying for the privacy of the board members or the students, we should do this stuff in camera. But then last meeting, that did not happen. And last meeting, a person was humiliated, and the motion was done without even any discussion, which is very like crazy to me, honestly.
With all due respect, there was discussions. Those discussions take place in camera. Those discussions took place in camera. I think other members can also agree with me that there was ample discussions within that meeting. But with all due respect to you, Yasmin, there was in camera discussion. And I also offered to take it out of camera. So if we wanted to be more transparent towards the student population, I'm more than open the doors to that. I basically said, hey, we can either have this conversation in camera or out of camera. And correct me if I'm wrong, you were actually one of those people that said, let's have this discussion in camera, so not being recorded towards students. That's, again, I'm not saying that's...
Sorry for what? I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. It's just I'm saying, like, in general, there was discussions with relating to this matter. And if we want to have a conversation again about these motions, it would have to be agreeable to the board member in question, of course, but we're more than welcome to have a conversation if it's agreeable to this board member who you're speaking to. I'm going to go to Olivia, and then I'm going to go to Omar. Did you want to add anything else, Yasmin?
No.
Okay. Olivia?
Yeah, I can totally see how it's like contradictory because like we did some stuff in camera and then some stuff not. But I also voted to go in camera last session because I wanted to know like what we were talking about, but I don't think the discussion could have happened before that because then whoever like motioned to go in camera would have to like say some of the confidential stuff probably, and then it would like kind of like go against like the reason we would go in camera. But also to kind of like go back on track, I know Thomas, you said, oh, like what do we want to talk about the rest of the meeting? I think that we should talk about what exactly happened last meeting, and the people who feel like they were like targeted or they didn't get a chance to voice like what they wanted to say. I think we should open the floor up and like have that conversation now, just so like misinformation doesn't keep spreading and we can actually set the facts of what happened. Because personally, I didn't force anyone out of the meeting, but I know there's like a lot of talk about that, and that some people left before we knew what it was going to be about. I feel like we should talk about that, and then next time I think we should talk about like future goals that we want to do, and then like talk about that complaint because I don't know if we're going to have enough time today.
Yeah, I mean, ideally, like, it will be up to the board how long this meeting goes for. I'm absolutely in agreement with that. However, out of respect for the board member in question, I'm more than happy to speak on the matter, but it would be a board decision and also on the basis of that member, if they would like to discuss what happened in camera. The floor is yours, Omar.
I want to mention that, and I'm actually very happy that Olivia mentioned this because it was a scenario where, okay, yes, it was a decision about me when I wasn't there, and you can argue that, okay, I was gone for a reason or another, but nonetheless, I wasn't informed of this, and the meeting did get posted right after. I want to just talk about the consistency aspect here. If we don't talk about like the board member breaking their fiduciary duty in the same way the board publicly humiliated me in front of all the students, then how is it consistent or fair to all board members?
Okay.
I believe that there is a prime example of discrimination where basically certain people are treated differently from others. And maybe it's not, to the extent of pure racism, nonetheless, it is very evident and shown. And I want to just mention, if you don't mind, Thomas, is that I'm not saying that we should go ahead and like do that, but I'm just saying like the point that if you don't take similar action today, then the board members who participated in this humiliation, you could say, last time, are essentially acknowledging that what happened was unacceptable and just didn't respect me. And again, all I ask for is consistency. I
Okay,
hope that makes sense.
so and this is the reason why I actually love this session, is because it allows us to air our grievances, and I'm very, very thankful that we are all allowed to do that. With all due respect to you, Omar, if that decision, like you even said before, if that decision related to you, I feel as though maybe there's been some mixed messages or maybe miscommunication, I guess, between the board as to why perhaps the board made some of the decisions it did. Do I absolutely would I never tolerate Islamophobia? Do I believe the board engaged in discrimination? I don't personally believe the board engaged in discrimination. However, I absolutely understand from your perspective how it may seem that way. If you would allow us, if you would like to have a conversation again, because it's completely up to you and it's up to the board as a whole, as to what happened during that meeting, and you can state your perspective and I can state my perspective, Olivia can state her perspective, Yasmin can speak her perspective, I'd be more than happy to do that. It's just in general, what the purpose of this meeting was in general, I really appreciate you, Omar, and I appreciate Ian, and I appreciate Yasmin, and I appreciate all board members. And I really, 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 for the purposes of our students and for student advocacy, want to represent all students across all departments, international, domestic, all students in general. And I really think the board just needs to come together and figure some stuff out in order to work as a team and in order to advance these goals for all the students. It's again, like, it's a tough conversation, and like I'm sure there's different perspectives, and obviously I don't want to discredit how you're feeling or maybe the things that have been said against you. That's not my intention. But I do want to have an open dialogue with you. I'm gonna pass it to Abdul just because I think he had his hand up before you, but then you're free to speak, Omar.
Let him speak. Let him go
Okay,
first.
sorry. Go ahead, Omar.
I just want to say that the purpose of last meeting was to approve the financial statements. But the reason I had my hand raised is again because we had the motion for the agenda. It didn't pass, and it happened twice, I believe. And so I do need to leave soon. So I just want to
Okay.
let everybody know that I will be leaving very soon. And again, it's because the motion didn't pass. So again, thank you everyone for your time, for your consideration. Thomas and Ian, I appreciate you guys, and I hope everybody has a good night.
Have a great night, Omar.
Thank you, you too.
Well, with all due respects, would anybody like to continue this conversation? Like, I believe in general, I don't feel confident in just stating perhaps my perspectives on the matter. I know that I had a more thorough conversation planned if the agenda was to go through. I'd like to review some minutes. I'd like to be accountable as we can to the student population. But currently, as it stands, the agenda hasn't been approved. I am unsure what to do. And I really just would like the board as a whole to basically have this as an opportunity to say whatever they need to say. Abdul, you can go ahead, and then Fiona, go ahead. Go ahead, Abdul.
Yeah, I just wanted to say that as an organization, we should follow the best practices and consistency. Therefore, I think we should end this meeting because the motion, we voted on the motion and we voted on the remotion. Therefore, just wanted to say thank you, everyone. Because I need to leave right now. I have something to do, and I hope everyone have a good night. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
And I do actually agree with what Omar and Abdullah have been saying. I do think proposing a motion to suspend this meeting. I think I just want to be abundantly clear. This meeting or this discussion, I suppose, will be posted online. Like it will be accessible to all students, as it has been. But as it currently stands, I don't think we have the membership or kind of the perspectives to maybe continue with a more in-depth discussion. Fiona, do you want to say anything?
Yeah, I was just going to agree. I think considering the purpose of the meeting was originally to talk about what happened in the last meeting and Omar isn't available to be here at this time, I think it's really important that he is a part of the conversation. So I agree that I think we should adjourn the meeting.
Before we adjourn the meeting, would anybody like to say something with respects to student transparency? Basically, get any last words out there, any concerns, any questions? Again, I just want everyone to feel as though they have an equal opportunity to speak here. Olivia, you can go ahead.
I was just going to say, I didn't share my student email, but mine is fa23kd@brocku.ca, or my Instagram's Olivia4, like number 4 board. Just putting that out there. I'm also here to talk if anyone wants, or yeah, but I agree, since Omar's not here, it's probably not the best to continue this conversation. But I think next meeting, we definitely should talk about the complaint and what happened last meeting.
Thank you. Bella?
Well, I'm kind of peer pressured into this, into sharing my information, but my email is vg23pp. You can email me, or you can email my work email. If you type in my name, you will see it. And also my Instagram is Bella4Board. You can message me on there and I'll answer any questions if you have any for me. And another request for our chair, if you could meet up with the 5 people who dissented on the agenda, because I do want to let the next meeting be more meaningful than this. Like if you could go through the next agenda beforehand with them, make sure they agree on that so that we don't have to waste our time approving an agenda that's not going to happen, right? If that's doable, it would be great.
Yeah, I am sorry, I didn't think it would happen. The agenda was circulated around, I want to say 1.5 to 2 weeks ago. My email was open to, request amendments to the agenda. I just genuinely didn't expect it to be not approved. But I will try my best to work with board members to ensure we can agree on an agenda item. But I will try my best to make sure we have agendas that accommodate all board members' interests, values, etc. Does anybody have any further questions? I would just like, sorry, Olivia, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I think that we should meet either before reading, like, no, not the week coming up. Actually, the week when we get back, just so, actually, I know exams are coming up, but I really think that if we wait like a month to address what happened in the last meeting, it looks really bad, like I personally want to talk about it. So I think that we should just try to meet sooner than later.
Yep, it's I will try my best. It's sometimes hard to, manage all the board member schedules, but I will do my best to ensure that we can have a meeting and hopefully have an agenda that's agreed upon by all members. What I will say, absolutely, and I think all BUSU members hopefully can agree with this, and all board members can agree with this, is that the BUSU board will not tolerate racism. It will not tolerate sexism. It will not tolerate ageism. We will not tolerate hate within our organization. I have a bad feeling that there's been a lot of information that's been circulated that has perhaps portrayed the image of the board as one that perhaps doesn't necessarily, apply those things. And I just want to be absolutely certain, like, the board does not stand for those values whatsoever. And if any member was found to be in violation of those values, I would hope that they would be suspended and be immediately removed from board. with all due respect, I do agree with Fiona and Olivia's points. If Omar's not here, I believe he deserves a right to speak, as does Abdul, as does some of the other members. So I will motion to adjourn this meeting currently. Do I have a mover to adjourn this meeting? Olivia and Mantella. All those in favor?
You don't need a mover, a seconder and vote for this, Thomas.
Sorry,
You just need
thank
a
you.
mover. Yeah,
Okay.
you just need to call the time.
Yep. So the time currently is 8:25. Before we close out, does anybody have anything else that they would like to add or like to say? Final comments, concerns, etc.
Since the meeting's an adjournment, we have to go.
Okay, perfect. All right. Thank you very much, everyone, for coming. I will try to organize. So can we just close off can we stop the recording? Thank you. Since we've officially adjourned. Yeah, but thank you everyone for attending.